Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, guys. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So the price action on Friday, guys, repeats totally what we saw on release of the gross domestic product. So everything that we saw last week is repeated this week. Also mixed data, so the positive numbers in general, but the question concerning the inflation also was a bit weaker than expected. The hourly earnings, the wage inflation was not as good as it has been expected. And as a result, we have absolutely the same reaction. So recall what we've got on gross domestic product release. So this was our prediction as a result of this release. And the same we see on Friday. Actually, guys, this gives some kind of the deja vu. So when you see the same things, it repeats again and again. And personally, to me, it reminds the moment on the Finding Nemo cartoon when if you remember, you saw this cartoon. So if you remember, in the dentist bowl, this was a crab personage who runs and shouts every time "bubbles, bubbles" when the bubbles machine produces the bubbles inside of the bowl. And although that happens almost every few minutes, the crab runs every time out from its cave and shouts the bubbles. So it reminds me the same. So every time an investor starts to see some weak inflation in statistics, they run and shout that it's weaker statistics, weak inflation, and shows the reaction. But soon it should become the habit, and the reaction on the same statistics will become weaker. But as soon as the trend will change, I mean, once the inflation will show at least numbers according to expectation and or even better, that could lead to very significant impact. The things that we see currently tells us that we do not see really big shift in sentiment. If you will take a look at the net position, you will see that nobody hurry up with the closing the shorts, and speculators keep the shorts at the same value as it was last week, and even slightly increased in this week. If you will take a look at anticipation and view on the investors on rate change, you will see that within the recent 4 weeks, the probability of the rate cut in the United States has dropped. Yes, we do not see the probability of the rate increase, but in general, the expectations on the rate cut has become weaker. And that doesn't correspond to reversals that we see on intraday charts on so-called not as good data as it was suggested. So that is really minor speculators' game, speculators' tricks. So I do not see a really big shift currently on the market. And it means that we should be careful on the coming week, because I'm not exclude the chance that market could turn down again. Our view is that dollar still stands in a preferable position compared to euro anyway, because statistics on the United States are much better than we see in the European Union. We even do not need to talk about the dominating role of the United States dollar in general, the United States economy and the global economy. So from that standpoint, this trend down that we are watching for now stands, by our view, should continue. Maybe it will be not as strong as it could be if we will get the strong inflation data, but maybe it will be a bit slower. But anyway, by our view, it should continue. Even on the technical point of view, if you'll take a look at the euro currency on the daily chart, despite the sharp reversal that we've got on Friday, take a look that both grabbers that we have talked about are still valid. Market wasn't able even to form the bullish reversal candle, so it wasn't able to close above this top. And this grabber is still valid. The same story is about this one. So as both grabbers are still valid, we can't go long right now, at least on the daily chart, because major resistance is still valid, grabbers are still valid. And what we could do on the daily chart is that we need to see how market will behave in the beginning of the week inside of the grabbers downward swing. If we are correct, market should stuck somewhere inside of the swing and turn down. In this case, we could get butterfly here, guys. It could be left wing of the butterfly with this upward retracement that could be the right wing, and then market could go down again. The only way when we could change our view and change the direction on the market has to move above the grabber's top and break the confluence. In this case, we could say yes, probably we will get something else, and we could watch for some greater A, B, C top pattern to the upside or something of that sort. But currently not the moment for that yet. If you trade on intraday charts and you see the bullish stop here, maybe you could try to take the long position if you'll see some signs or something of that sort. But currently with having the bearish grabbers on the back, personally, I don't want to take the long position here, and I prefer to wait a bit, a couple of sessions to see what will happen. Because on the intraday charts, if you will take a look, what is going on here? First of all, we have minor grabber here, although I'm not sure that definitely will work, because action really was fast, and that could be just an occasion that market surprisingly finished the week right at the point where the MACD predictor stands. So these grabbers works not every time, but anyway, we have them. But what is more important for us is the area between the 1214 and 1230 area. Just take a look. This is COP target of this ABCD pattern and 618 resistance. That is extremely interesting. What will happen with this point? If market indeed is still bearish, the upward action should stack somewhere in this area, and market should turn down again. If somehow it will break it up and start coming back to this top, it will mean that situation probably is changing and market is ready to show deeper upward action. That's for us kind of the signal area that we will keep an eye on in the coming week. Right to the COP, market could move differently. So if you'll take a look at our hourly chart, pay attention, guys, that OP has been hit perfectly of this ABCD pattern that we talked about, this reversal candle. This OP has been hit, the market turns up precisely from the OP. So the upward action to the COP could be different. For example, market could form the ABCD pattern. So it could be, for example, some retracement down, and market could form this kind of action. In this case, if it would be BCD action, we guys could get regardless cheaper to sell. And that will be just perfect combination for us. So what I would like to say is that nothing is done yet with the bearish context, and upward action is too weak, despite that it was really sharp and fast within the few hours on Friday. But overall setup on the daily has not been erased yet, and everything is still possible. That's why our call is to wait 1-2 days maybe to see what really will happen. And that just led us to take the correct decision on the market.